In a lush village lived a mighty hunter named Kwabena. His prowess in hunting was unmatched, and his name was spoken with admiration and respect throughout the land. He had 2 wives, each as different from the other as night is from day. Kwabena's first wife, Efua, was known for her fiery temperament. She was a striking beauty with high cheekbones, full lips, and eyes that blazed with intensity. Her skin was the deep, rich color of mahogany. Efua's passion and determination were matched only by her quick temper, which could ignite like dry grass in a wildfire. Kwabena's second wife, Amani, was the embodiment of calm and gentleness. Her beauty was of a softer kind, with a perpetual smile that radiated warmth and kindness. Amani's presence was soothing, and her gentle voice could calm even the most troubled soul. Despite the differences between Efua and Amani, Kwabena loved them both deeply. Efua's fiery spirit was a match for his own courage, while Amani's gentle nature brought balance and peace to his life. However, the contrasting temperaments of his wives often led to tension and conflict. Kwabena tried to mediate between them, but the underlying friction seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. The villagers, too, began to notice the discord within the hunter's household, and whispers of concern spread like wildfire. Kwabena knew he had to find a way to restore harmony before the rift grew too deep. One evening, Kwabena sat with the elders of the village under the sacred baobab tree. He shared his concerns, hoping that their wisdom could provide a solution. "Elders," Kwabena began, his voice heavy with worry, "there is discord in my home. My wives, Efua and Amani, are like fire and water. Their differences create conflict and tension. I fear it will tear us apart." The elders listened intently, nodding as they absorbed his words. Elder Kofi, the oldest and wisest among them, spoke first. "In every family there are differences, Kwabena. It is how we manage these differences that determines the harmony of our home. Efua's fire and Amani's water can either clash or complement each other. It is a delicate balance." Elder Nana, known for her deep understanding of human nature, added, "Sometimes the very qualities that cause conflict can also bring about growth and understanding. Have you considered what each of your wives brings to your family? Their strengths? Their unique contributions?" Kwabena nodded thoughtfully. "Efua's strength and determination are invaluable, especially in managing our household. Amani's kindness and wisdom bring peace and comfort. They are both important to me." The elders exchanged glance. Elder Kofi spoke again, his voice calm and reassuring. "There is a ritual, one that has been performed for generations, to bring clarity and balance. It requires the participation of both Efua and Amani." Kwabena's eyes lit up with hope. "Tell me more, Elder Kofi. I am willing to do whatever it takes to restore harmony in my home." As the elders explained the details of the ritual, Kwabena felt a renewed sense of purpose. He returned home that evening, determined to heal the rift between his wives and restore peace to his family. Little did he know that the ritual would set in motion a series of events that would change their lives forever and leave an indelible mark on the village of Uzima. As the days passed, the tension in Kwabena's household grew more palpable. Efua's fiery temperament seemed to burn hotter with each passing day, while Amani's calm demeanor became increasingly strained. The 2 women could barely stand to be in the same room together, and their arguments grew more frequent and intense. One morning, Kwabena gathered Efua and Amani together. He explained the elders' advice and the ritual that could bring balance and harmony to their household. Efua listened with a mixture of skepticism and curiosity. "A ritual?" she scoffed, her eyes flashing. "What can a ritual do to change what is already broken?" Amani, ever the peacemaker, placed a gentle hand on Efua's arm. "If it can bring us peace, Efua, we should try. For the sake of our family." Kwabena looked at both of his wives with a hopeful expression. "Please, let us at least try. The elders have seen many things in their lives. Their wisdom should not be dismissed lightly." Reluctantly, Efua agreed. "Fine, but if this doesn't work, do not ask me to be patient any longer." The preparations for the ritual began. The elders instructed Kwabena to gather specific herbs and flowers from the forest, each with its own symbolic meaning. He ventured into the dense foliage, his keen hunter's eyes scanning for the required plants. As he picked the vibrant blossoms and aromatic herbs, he couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation and hope. Meanwhile, back at the village, Efua and Amani were preparing themselves mentally and emotionally for the ritual. Efua, with her fiery spirit, found it difficult to calm her racing thoughts and simmering anger. She spent her time pacing back and forth, trying to focus on the potential positive outcomes. Amani, on the other hand, meditated under the shade of a large acacia tree. She breathed deeply and prayed to the spirits for guidance and strength, hoping that this ritual would indeed bring peace to their household. The day of the ritual arrived, and the air was thick with anticipation. The village gathered in the clearing, eager to witness the ceremony that would hopefully restore harmony to their beloved hunter's family. The elders, dressed in ceremonial robes adorned with intricate patterns, stood in a circle around the large, flat stone at the center of the clearing. Kwabena, Efua, and Amani approached the elders, their hearts pounding with a mixture of hope and anxiety. Elder Kofi stepped forward, holding a bowl filled with water and herbs. He began to chant in a low, melodic voice, calling upon the spirits of the forest, the ancestors, and the elements to bless the ritual and bring balance. As the chant grew louder, the air seemed to hum with energy. Elder Nana lit a small fire on the stone, the flames dancing and flickering in the breeze. She sprinkled the herbs into the fire, creating a fragrant smoke that swirled around them. "Efua and Amani," Elder Nana intoned. "Step forward and place your hands in the water. This water represents the unity and balance we seek. It is through understanding and acceptance of each other's differences that harmony can be achieved." Efua and Amani hesitated for a moment before stepping forward. They placed their hands in the cool water, feeling its soothing touch. As they did, Elder Kofi continued his chant, his voice rising and falling like the waves of the ocean. Suddenly, Efua and Amani felt a strange warmth spreading through their bodies, and they began to glow. The villagers watched on in awe. The light faded, and the village was silent, waiting. Efua and Amani stood there, feeling different, changed in some profound way. They looked at each other, and for the first time in a long while, there was no anger or tension in their eyes. Kwabena stepped forward, his heart pounding with hope and gratitude. "Efua, Amani, how do you feel?" Efua took a deep breath, her fiery eyes softened with a new understanding. "I feel different, calmer." Amani nodded, her gentle smile radiating peace. "I feel a new balance within me." The elders stepped forward, their faces filled with wisdom and pride. "The spirits have blessed you," Elder Kofi said. "Remember this. The both of you must maintain peace and harmony in your home for the next 21 days for the effects of this ritual to become permanent. Any fight or quarrel between you two will result in dire consequences." As the villagers celebrated, Kwabena looked at his wives with a newfound hope. Little did he know that this ritual was only the beginning of a journey that would lead to a mysterious and magical transformation, forever altering the lives of Efua, Amani, and the entire village of Uzima. In the days following the ritual, a noticeable change swept through Kwabena's household. The once constant tension between Efua and Amani seemed to have dissipated, replaced by a tentative but growing understanding. The villagers, too, sensed the shift and felt a renewed sense of harmony within their community. Kwabena, ever the watchful husband, observed his wives with a mixture of relief and curiosity. Efua, though still spirited, had a newfound calmness about her. She approached her daily tasks with a measured intensity, her fiery nature now tempered with a sense of balance. Amani, always serene, seemed to glow with an inner peace that radiated to those around her. One evening, Kwabena gathered his family around the fire. He looked at Efua and Amani, his heart filled with gratitude. "Efua, Amani," he began, his voice filled with emotion. "I cannot express how grateful I am for the change I see in both of you. Our home feels different, more peaceful. I am proud of you both." Efua smiled, a genuine smile that reached her eyes. "Kwabena, I have come to understand that my fire can burn bright without scorching those around me. The ritual opened my eyes to the strength that comes from balance." Amani nodded, her gentle eyes reflecting the firelight. And I have learned that my calm can soothe, but it can also stand strong when needed. We are different, but our differences make us stronger. Kwabena reached out and took their hands, his heart full. Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. I believe that our family can now face any challenge that comes our way. The days turned into weeks, and the harmony within their household continued to grow. Efua and Amani began to work together. They shared the responsibilities of the household, from tending the garden to preparing meals, and their cooperation brought a new level of efficiency and joy to their lives. One afternoon, on the 21st day after the ritual, while Amani was washing dishes and preparing to make lunch, a very tired and hungry Efua, who left the house very early in the morning with very little to eat, returned home. After opening the pots, Efua discovered that they were all empty and food was yet to be made. She immediately stormed off to the backyard where Amani was washing dishes and, forgetting all about the warning, confronted her. "Amani, what have you been doing since morning? You're taking forever to finish cooking. We need to eat before it gets dark." Amani, in her calm and gentle way, responded, "Good food takes time. Rushing won't make it taste better." Angered by that statement, Efua threw the dishwater, which immediately led to both women shouting at each other. After a few minutes, the women stopped and looked at each other, and immediately they both disappeared. That evening, as Kwabena returned from a hunt, he noticed a strange phenomenon near their home. Two small streams, one warm and one cool, had appeared overnight, flowing side by side but never mixing. The warm stream was vibrant and energetic, while the cool stream was calm and soothing. Curious, Kwabena knelt by the streams and dipped his hands into the water. The warm stream felt like a gentle embrace, invigorating and lively, while the cool stream felt like a soothing balm, calming and refreshing. He marveled at the sight, wondering what it could mean. He quickly ran into the house, calling for his wives, but he got no response. He searched around the hut and even outside, but he still couldn't find traces of his wives. He waited and waited, but even after midnight, his wives still did not return. This was very strange indeed. At the crack of dawn, Kwabena entered into the village in search of his wives. He visited friends and family of his wives, who all said they had not seen his wives, and neither of them had paid them a visit the day before. Kwabena, very confused and worried, went to the elders of the village to report the issue of his missing wives, and also the appearance of the strange hot and cold spring behind his house. Under the baobab tree, Kwabena told the elders all that had transpired. The wise elders looked at each other and shook their heads. When Kwabena saw this, he immediately became agitated. "Tell me what's the matter. Where are my wives? Did something go wrong with the ritual?" Elder Nana spoke first. She reminded everyone that the day of Kwabena's wife's disappearance happened to be the 21st, the last day of the ritual. She also reminded everyone about the warning and dire consequences if the women didn't heed the instructions. She said, however, nothing can be known for sure, and asked Kwabena to take them to the hot and cold water spring behind his house. After observing and feeling the various temperatures of the water, Elder Nana, with her deep connection to the spiritual realm, said, "Kwabena, the spirits often communicate through nature. The streams may indeed hold a message, but it is up to us to decipher it. Perhaps a deeper connection with the spirits is needed." Elder Kofi added, "There is an ancient ritual, one that allows us to communicate directly with the spirits. It requires great concentration and a pure heart. Are you willing to undertake this journey, Kwabena?" Kwabena, his resolve firm, nodded. "I am willing. I must understand the message the streams carry and find out the truth about my missing wives." The elders prepared for the ritual, gathering sacred herbs, stones, and ceremonial items. Kwabena was instructed to fast and purify himself for 3 days, preparing his mind and body for the spiritual journey ahead. On the 4th night, under the light of a full moon, the villagers gathered around the streams. The air was charged with anticipation, and the sound of drums and chants filled the night. The elders formed a circle around Kwabena, invoking the spirits with rhythmic movements and sacred words. After a few minutes, Kwabena woke up from the trance and immediately broke down in tears. The elders and villagers all questioned him, unable to understand why he was crying. Kwabena told them about the vision he saw of his wives in the midst of an argument on the last day of the ritual. He told the villagers that as a result of the conflict, which was against the stipulated rules given to his wives by the gods transformed his wives into the hot and cold water spring behind his house, Efua being the hot spring and Amani being the cold spring. They would forever remain in that state, never to be human again. All the elders and villagers exclaimed in shock. They each sympathized with Kwabena, and one by one they all left for their houses. As time passed, news of the mysterious hot and cold water spring behind the great hunter's hut soon spread round the neighboring villages, and people began to come from far and wide to see and feel this mysterious wonder. Kwabena's village in no time became one of the most powerful and popular villages. After a few years had passed, Kwabena relocated to another part of the village and got married again to just one wife. He had several children and lived out the number of his days in harmony and prosperity.